Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. And in this video I would like to make a tutorial about kick sound design, and I wanted to clear up some myths about the kick. So first of all, I want to clear up kick is very difficult to make a good sounding kick, and it always depends how it sounds together with the bass. So you always have to listen to both, not just to the kick. You also have to listen to the bass. You have to listen how does the kick affect the sound of the bass, and equally how does the bass affect the sound of the kick. And it's always very difficult to make a good sounding kick with the bass if you don't have other elements in the track yet. For example, the hi-hats and the drums, and also like a significant part of the track, like a melody or something, some atmospheres. If you have like 1 minute or 2 minutes of the track, it's much easier to make a kick and a bass that sounds good in the track, because it only depends what vibe you want to create with the kick and the bass. Do you want a dark vibe? Do you want a more punchier kick and bass, like uplifting style? Or do you want it always depends what kick and what bass fits the track perfectly. Because if you because first of all, there is no wrong and no right kick, and there is no perfect kick. There is so many different styles of the kick that you almost can't go wrong. I mean, of course, if you just don't make a kick, it's not a kick, but you almost can't go wrong. Like, there's a lot of different styles, and there is also some things to know. The more you practice making your own kicks, the better you will become in it. It's very natural. And one more thing I want to say is very important. Don't waste too much time first when you make the kick. Make something very simple, very easy, and then work on the track. Because if you try to design the perfect kick from the get-go, what will happen is you will get lost in. You will maybe learn some things about kick design, how to make certain sounds, like a lasery style of kick, or a more deeper kick, or a deep for darker sounding bass lines and track and vibes. But if you try to design only kick and bass without having the other elements, what happened to me at least, I got lost. I made so many different kicks, and at the end I realized, okay, it doesn't matter. All these kicks sound good. It only matters what kick will fit the track. And this I cannot know from the beginning. I can only know what kick fits in the track when I have some of the other elements. So spend like 20 minutes, make kick and bass really quick, really simple, without putting any plugins on it yet, any effects. Do that later. And then usually I like to make some basic drums, not very special, or I like to use the drums, my bass drums I use in the other project, so it's just put them in, and if I like I can change them out quickly, or later on if I like change them to make a different vibe. So always, the point of this video is, it always matters, it always only depends what style you want to create and what vibe you want to feel when listening to the music. This is and this you have to learn how to create certain styles by practicing, of course, but this is the point of this video. So you have a certain part of the track, then you can decide, okay, I don't like this kick because it doesn't fit the track, or because it takes up too much space and there is not, the other elements are supposed to sound darker and the kick is a different vibe. So first, when I made music the first years, I always had too many mixed vibes and it sounded like shit because there was like confusion, there was no aura in the chaos. So point is to create what I like to do is create the emotional vibe that really draws attention from the listener. And I like to keep only one vibe, not mix very different vibes and then it sounds like chaos and nothing is in its place. So I like to create like, yeah, like that doesn't matter what vibe you want to create, you can create any vibe you like, but I highly recommend stick to one vibe, because if you have too many vibes, like mixing at once, it will not sound good. So yeah, that's basically it. I hope I didn't forget anything. Please let me know if I forgot something in the video. And there's of course a lot of things to talk about when it comes to kick and bass, and I will probably make another tutorial about kick and bass. I think I will, and explain a little bit more in details how I like to design my kick and bass. And another thing about kick, especially kick, is you need very good speakers, because you need to hear the low end, because kick has mostly low frequencies, and if you don't have good speakers, if you work like on a laptop or something, you will hear like almost all kicks sound almost equal, because there is only, you can only change the punch, the high end, but when it comes to the low end, you will not hear the frequencies. But as soon as you listen to another speaker, suddenly you will realize, oh no, this kick actually sounds terrible, how could I not hear this? You will have this big boom, 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 it goes all over the track. So if you're serious and you really want to create good kicks, you will need speakers where you can really hear good the low end as well. Alright, yeah, I think for now that's all about kick and bass, and I will definitely make another video. And have an amazing day. Much love, guys. Peace. See you soon in the next video. Leave a like if you want and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, one more thing I almost forgot to say. I think it's very important to talk about this. Some guys I have heard a lot, so many people speaking, the kick has to be louder than the bass. Or sometimes I heard you have to decide, do you want a louder kick or a louder bass? It makes sense this, but it's actually not true. It depends how it sounds like together. Sometimes kick and bass will sound best equally loud. You really have to use your ears, I think. Recently made a kick and a bass and just didn't sound good when the kick was louder or when the bass was louder, so I decided to make it equally loud. Actually it sounds best like this, it sounds great, equally loud. So yeah, I think there is a lot of myths as well going on. When someone says you have to do, it has to be like this, it's usually not true.